Yeah, those poor
Apparently,
people.
if you look up the specs of the boat, it could go 3 hours, and the song says they're on a 3-hour tour. So I'm beginning to suspect that the show wasn't real.
Took you that long to get to that punchline, huh? You proud of that? It's good. It's good.
It's good, eh?
Oh, yeah. It was very nice. Those fancy
Italian, red cars. Would you like me to say it more slowly?
Yeah,
Is more slowly
very Montreal.
is very wrong, is it not?
Yes.
Slower. Why did I go there more slowly?
Because
where does that come?
That comes from francophones. So
plus lentement, plus lentement, more slowly.
Because what happens in this town?
I don't think I've had a bigger brain fart.
We think in French. Some of us
we do.
And translate it literally. And it is evolved to our own accent and way of speaking.
And I think when you get on mic, you're automatically apprehensive and aware that you're being listened to.
I thought you meant on mic, like my friend Mike.
I know our two listeners agree, but so you tend to make mistakes.
Who's making mistakes? Why? What's the mistake? What?
Listen, I'll try and speak more slowly next time.
You're going to speak more slow. What's his name? More better?
Slower.
It's because...
it's an Italian
in
thing.
French, you'll start with words like mais will begin a sentence, right?
Mais.
So we Montreal Italians, we say but. We start sentences with but.
But at the start of a sentence.
Because of the French language influence.
And it makes total sense to us.
It makes sense to us because we know exactly what it means.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said about growing up, it's Italian your first language, and then you go to school, you're exposed to French. Most of us.
Well,
Bill 101. And then you realize French is maybe not as cool as you thought.
No, it is.
And
cool.
you want to be cool with English, and then you end up, sort of bastardizing those three languages together.
I think it's very unique. It's I believe it's what they call regionalisms. Things that in that region of anywhere, people say the expressions, and
but I think it's very rare.
Mother and father. The reason we speak more better, we speak, let's say, more Italian than other parts of the world, is because our parents went to work and spoke to French Canadians. A lot of us went to English school at the time, and at home kept the Italian language.
Yeah,
but it's a very specific us, the way we talk.
Yeah, it's the Montreal Linguistics Podcast.
You notice people from Montreal pronounce it Montreal with an N. Yeah. You and I say Montreal. That's how a Montrealer says Montreal.
That's right.
Montreal with a U. When I find it weird if I say Montreal. I've heard Montrealers call it Montreal. I want to slap them.
Italians tend to say Montreal.
I'd rather say Montreal. That's the real pronunciation of this town.
They don't say Montreal. They say Montreal.
Montreal.
They have
like the beer Boreal.
A funny way of saying it.
No, they have the correct way of saying it.
That's true. We are so wrong. But then again, what do you expect from a guy who says more slowly?
Nothing. Laughter. And
so what are we talking about today, Guido?
We are okay. I'll tell you.
Let's get back to our on the Ferrari theme.
Is it those fancy red Italian cars?
No, you see, you inversed it. It's those fancy Italian red cars.
And what happens if it's not? So it's those fancy Italian red cars.
What does it say about us that we don't even know the title of our own show? It's rather.
Well,
sad.
I'm asking about it.
Is it not?
I keep sensing this. Self-doubt and pessimism. It sounds... Why are you so hard on yourself? Jesus. That's all you're talking about.
I'm just kidding around.
Oh, we shouldn't have done this. You're the guy...
I'm very relaxed.
When you guys want to go sneak the hallways in between classes there in high school, you were always the guys that said, but we shouldn't be doing this, huh? As you guys are walking. That's you? Is that you? You're the guy.
I could see that.
Yeah,
There's some truth. There's some truth.
You are that guy, right?
But I always did it.
Yeah.
But I felt
You're the guy that says, let's go on
You know what
the
it does?
heist. Let's
You know
go
what-
on the heist. Let's go on the heist.
Yeah.
But during the heist, you're saying we shouldn't have done this.
shouldn't have done it.
But it's you.
You know what? You know what that does? It alleviates some of the guilt.
Why is there guilt? You Catholic.
Well, you're doing something
No,
wrong.
it's because
Say
you were scolded.
you're roaming. Whatever you're doing is wrong. By acknowledging that it's wrong, it's kind of like it's not as bad, right?
No, but that's your take on. That's what's so funny.
Yeah, it's like when you
It's like taking a leave.
it's like being on a diet and there's the tray of donuts. You cut it in half,
So it makes
and you eat only half.
Makes it make sense. So
But
you can.
later on, you have the second half. But the two halves have way less calories than see. If you eat the whole donut, you're a pig. But if you
So
eat them 10 minutes apart, but you only took a half, then you are being conservative.
You convince
You are
yourself it's
being
okay to lie to yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow.
The easiest person to convince is yourself.
That's so
But
funny.
yeah, so this Ferrari podcast, well, what are we talking about today?
Porsche.
Porsche. Yes.
You know, I say Porsche because why do Porsche people say Porsche sometimes?
You know, that whole Porsche versus Ferrari thing is fascinating because I think in
Porsche
some
de
ways,
Rossi.
yes, that too, Ali McBeal. The Porsche, the product that Porsche puts out with
It's
the
an
German engineering, I gotta say the quality is
perfect
quite
machine.
remarkable. But the problem is, it's got no soul. It's
T800.
got no charisma. It's almost sad because it's such a great car, and that's the biggest thing about a Porsche.
That is that's the ultimate debate. That's the ultimate fast car debate.
You can drive up with the best Porsche.
That's the going. I mean, is that the general consensus? What you're
It's
saying?
the reason why people plunk down money for Ferraris instead of Porsches. Because if you were to think only with rationally, I know this is bad, but I think Porsche has a little bit of an edge when it comes to sort of the engineering and then the quality. But the car is just, the biggest problem with a Porsche is that it's not a Ferrari. Right? That's what it is.
What's funny is I get what you're
And
saying.
Ferrari doesn't need to be a Porsche because it's a Ferrari.
The biggest problem with non-Italians is that they're not Italians.
Yeah, we're not going into that again.
Wait. So,
But there's a famous quote that is peddled, and I don't know if he came up with it or
Who farted?
Bob Rayner, the
What did
guy
he
who started. I believe he started the FCA Fiat Club America. He's a big Fiat guy, very nice guy. He went on the air and he says the Germans invented the automobile. I think he was quoting somebody, but he says the Germans invented the automobile, the Americans made it disposable, and the Italians made them dance and sing.
I understand that.
Right?
I can agree with that.
That's a great line.
I like that.
So a Porsche doesn't sing and doesn't dance.
So
Just a great car.
now, how about the sound, the motor? Which one is a more iconic sound?
Which one is more better?
Which one is more better?
In my
Are
opinion,
Ferraris still loud, or did they make them less loud?
now it's all sort of changed with the moving away from internal combustion engines. But in my opinion, and I'm biased because that's one of the Ferraris that I have is the 355. I believe the 355, the sound is the closest to the sort of Schumacher era Formula One high pitched squeal that you can get. And it's music.
It's music to you.
Phenomenal.
Now,
see, like when a Harley passes by, no offense to Harleys, and these motorcycles and some of these cars, they're making noise. We make music.
I get that, but to a diehard Harley Davidson fan, that's music to him. It's just right.
Yeah, no,
But-
it's
but
a
I get what you're
very
saying.
aggressive and bothersome sound.
So now
It's very bothersome. But if when you're outside trying to enjoy a nice relaxing barbecue in the yard, sitting by the pool, and this Harley passes by, it's an annoyance.
It seems like a disruption.
It's a very to me. But a Ferrari passes by like a 355 with that nice little squeal. It's like, beautiful. It's music. You turn the speaker down on whatever.
You actually turn it down. You say, shush your kid.
Usually you don't have.
You shush your daughter.
Usually, quiet.
You ever watch the news with an Italian old man? While at the dinner table, he'll always go to hear like there's something like
something important's coming up. Yeah, the shushing, the live shushing.
Shushing as the news. It's now 6 o'clock. Here is the news. So the reason I asked about that sound of the Ferrari driving by is I'm going to ask you the question of today. Should Ferrari build an electric vehicle? Aha!
Well, we are a few years too late for the debate, but we're still going to do it because we can do what we want.
But there's no sound. It's not going to. It's going to sound like the Jetsons sound when it drives by.
I think the whole sound thing is the equation of sound is something that is sort of gone. It's that notion. I don't think that
Tesla hasn't figured that out yet. Nobody has.
Yeah,
they haven't figured that part yet. They figured out A to B.
I think the sound was just a necessary evil in a car, and then we made it out to be something positive. We made
correct.
We turned lemons into lemonade.
It's like everybody.
And there's CDs.
It's like a cigarette.
There's CDs released.
Yeah.
For anybody who knows CD is, it's a compact disc, which is Formula One.
They did have that.
Yes, and I bought it.
That's
at the
fantastic.
Track. Formula One Sounds. It was a compact disc, and I used to listen to it.
Order now. Time Life. Remember Time Life?
While supplies last.
I had no idea that they did that. That's brilliant. Why don't they do the Ferrari merch? Is that a thing? Do people buy?
Well, judging by what's in front of us, I would say yes. From as far as I know, the merch sells the. I think Ferrari generates something like $60 billion a year, and I think the big 60 billion. And just to compare it to Lamborghini, I think Lamborghini is like a little over 1.
Yeah, but Lamborghini has the hip hop crowd.
Yeah, definitely. Great. But
there's big money there.
I think we think they're a lot more on an even, they're,
I'm still a fan of that Lamborghini Countach, maybe because of that 80s.
Wonderful.
It looks like it should be in Star Wars.
Absolutely. But no, the merch is the big selling point with Ferrari. I think they make way more money with T-shirts and caps and mugs.
That's what it is.
Than they do with the cars.
It's like the Yankees. It's like the Montreal Canadiens. It's like WWE wrestling.
It's a brand, right?
It's a brand almost. I mean, it's a logo. But it's a whole thing that comes with it, and everything that goes with it. I thank you all. I feel with this side mic, by the way, I feel like I'm about to sing Bohemian Rhapsody. Mama,
perhaps you should,
because it's the same. You need the Pepsi.
Let's all take a moment.
The Pepsi cup. What?
Should they build an EV? I mean, obviously, by now we know that.
I think they will.
They're already doing it.
Everyone else did too, right?
So. A fun fact: the
if everybody else said they were going to jump off a bridge, would you go too?
Right, exactly. But the SF90, which is like just a killer, right? Beautiful car. The transmission has no reverse gear. This is very interesting. So, in order to save weight and simplify the transmission only goes front. And what they've done is they've put 2 electric motors on each of the front wheels, and that's what you use to reverse. Because typically you don't need performance, you don't need speed when you're reversing. So they've basically simplified the task of the transmission, and they have twin electric motors on the front wheels, which I think that's a great innovation. Very smart.
It's fascinating that the level that the science of cars has reached in that kind of mathematical precision that makes my eyes go crossed.
Yeah.
But
they have announced by 2026, 60% of Ferrari sales will be split between fully electric and hybrid cars.
So a lot of people are happy to buy them. Or maybe non-Ferrari buyers will now buy now.
It goes back to what we were saying. It's the brand. So I think people buy into the brand. They're doing obviously they're doing a great job of highlighting this brand and maintaining it and taking advantage of what it represents to solidify their business. The stock keeps going up. So
it went up now that
Lewis Hamilton was announced.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I never thought I'd see the day. We'll see what that brings. But they have a new building now under construction. It's a purpose-built facility that will mostly be responsible for manufacturing electric motors, battery packs,
What
power
part of the world
inverters.
is that in?
It's got to be made in Italy. So they're aiming to be carbon neutral, they say, by 2030. And it's...
what they're doing is they're not making the whole car electric 100% yet.
Yeah,
they're adding a bunch of components.
They're playing
to
around.
save, what do they call it? What am I trying to say? The footprint, right?
Yeah.
They're smart. It's going to take longer.
It's a slow transition, but they say they're remaining committed to internal combustion. But a major pivot to electrification is underway.
I'm still surprised. They've been trying to do this electric car since a lot earlier than I thought.
Ferrari or
the car
automakers in general?
They have announced we're making electric cars like in 1918 or something like that. And the whole world stopped it.
In the
because
90s,
it's an addiction. The sound of an internal combustion engine is...
perhaps it's the sound thing, but I think it's got to do with, the oil companies. And I know that oil companies at one point were buying all the patents for batteries to try to sabotage the electrification of vehicles.
You see that?
Which is devious
think
and
about
brilliant. In the 90s, there was a car called the Evo or something like that, and they released like 60 or 120 of them, but they were only available on lease, and it was GM or one of the big companies. And the people that had them absolutely loved them.
Yeah.
And then for inexplicable reasons, after the 2 or 3 year lease was up, you had to give them back. Yeah. The company took them back, and apparently they destroyed them or they made them disappear. And you didn't hear about them ever again.
Yeah.
So I think there's some conspiracy.
Well, it happens also that some dude will invent something and get offered a bunch of money for their patent, and he says no, and then he mysteriously has a heart attack.
I think that's where you give credit to Elon Musk, where he probably couldn't be bought because he had money already, and he says, you know what, I'm doing this, too bad. And then the political correctness and so on kicks in, the environment.
He calls it when he sees it.
And everybody's jumped on the bandwagon. And Ferrari has no choice. I think Ferrari...
Of course they have no choice. Are they like the last ones to do it?
Well, that's the thing. I think a company like Ferrari is
Para
always...
brut, if they don't do it.
Yes, para brut, which means looks bad.
Yeah.
But basically, they should have not only done it, but be the first. They were always the first. They invented the Tiptronic. The steering...
The changing gears
that
behind the steering wheel. It was Ferrari that
came out, I think, in 98 on the F1 car. And then it translated to the 355. I think the 98 has that paddle shift, which, is very rudimentary.
You know what?
Then they got better and better. Now all cars have it.
Video games too, like in the arcades, they have it.
In the Infinity, the Lexus, you've got like that
it's
little...
standard everywhere else.
Yeah, you can move to the plus minus and you can play around with it.
That plus minus drives me nuts.
Yeah, I never use it.
But can I ask you this?
Like, why do I have to do the work if the car does it for me?
Does Ferrari still offer the old school stick shift option?
As far as I know, the last cars that were, I guess a custom order is always possible, right? Money talks. But as far as a production car, the last car I think that was issued with the stick was the 430.
And what year?
The 430 I think is 2004 to 2008. But I might be way off. I might be way off.
I thought that was gone a long time ago. I've been seeing Tiptronic since I was
98 is when Tiptronic came out. But again, we don't have all the information.
I have no idea how that works.
We talk like we know something, but again, two dummies hosting a Ferrari podcast.
You've been to Italy?
Yes.
The only people that drive automatic cars in Italy is if they have some kind of deficiency, for real.
Yeah, it's not a thing.
It's not a thing at all.
It's weird there.
It's weird. So everybody that drives in Italy kind of understands the feeling of an engine more than
absolutely.
than everyone else.
Women, men,
Pressing on the
seniors,
like
young
the
people.
feeling of the car and what happens when you go in first and.
I think all of Europe in general.
Has
that.
They make fun of us. That's a thing. That's a thing. They make fun of our automatic cars.
Our Cadillacs.
No, they want Cadillacs now. They're cool.
Yeah,
who doesn't like a Cadillac?
You just always want what you don't have. But like I was saying, I think Ferrari should have been first. As much as the purists want them to stay with the stick shift and not do this and not do that.
Yeah.
The whole idea behind the company was that they were always innovators and they were always first. You may not like, where the world is going, but if the world's going this way, Ferrari
drive a fast car
has to dictate that way, not follow. And I feel that now it's sort of wishy-washy.
I bet you the electric Ferrari will be metallic.
The color?
Yeah.
Like the DeLorean.
Yeah, the good call. Probably something like that.
Like a stainless steel.
Yeah. Amazing. Oh, geez, I was going to say something.
Surprised not more makers went for that stainless steel.
I think because he has a stigma. There was a stigma.
Yeah, it's hard to fix, but you don't have to paint it.
They made those in Ireland, if I'm not mistaken.
Did
they make DeLoreans
I saw
in
a
Ireland?
bunch of DeLorean movies, documentaries.
Yeah.
He started a factory and the people
Canadian.
were happy. And then it all turned very sour very fast.
Let me ask you this. What did you think of speaking of the guy? What did you think of the actor there that played Enzo Ferrari's performance in the latest
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver, that's his name. Isn't it funny that he played Ferrari and his name is Driver?
I know. I say it was electric.
You see what he did there? Now, how you? I think he's a good actor. So did he do the Italian accent like this a little bit?
Yeah, it wasn't exaggerated. I think it was
subtle.
good. But I think
subtle.
we're gonna do. We're gonna actually do an episode where we
think we
talk
should
about
do an
all
episode.
the Ferrari movies.
Sure.
The Enzo Ferrari
Sounds like a plan.
We're gonna
Enzo
So please,
Ferrari, Gino Ferrari.
stay tuned.
Nina Ferrari, Frank Ferrari.
And this is the part where in podcasts they say, if you want to know more, please like, share, subscribe, follow, tag. We don't do that
you said
here.
we weren't gonna know. We don't do that.
We don't do that here because we're too good for that.
If you like what you hear, listen again. If
As a
you
matter
don't
of
like
fact,
it, tell
please-
your friends or don't say nothing.
Please tell everyone to unsubscribe.
No, see, don't
Correct
say
their
that.
mistakes.
Don't.
I'm trying to use reverse psychology.
No.
Too obvious.
Two. There's no two. There's only three. This was fun. Thank you for. Are we done? I don't know. I don't know the rules. The prancing horse.
So basically, electric car. I mean, listen. I think it's unavoidable at this point.
The stickers.
The stickers.
For the we'll talk about that later. I meant to say those car wraps. You rap about
Getting back to the wraps. They do that a lot. I don't know, for some reason the electric car is more conducive to wrapping the car.
That's what I mean.
Is it because there's less heat?
No, I think it's just a
trend that goes together.
Innovation of it's a fashion statement.
Yeah, like you don't see
It's cosmetic.
You don't see your grandfather wrapping his cutlass.
See, I would wrap a Cutlass Supreme
just to be different.
A Caprice Classic.
Caprice.
I'd wrap a Delta 88. Pontiac 6000. Wow.
I do the Wayne's World car. What was that car?
The Murph Mobile.
Yeah, it was all glass.
It was called the Pacer.
The Pacer.
Yeah, it had
a wrapped the Pacer in matte purple.
That would be great.
How cool would that be?
That would be great. And the back window is circled like an aquarium.
Yes.
That's so funny.
That is the coolest.
AMC Pacer?
AMC. Those cars just drank. You saw the needle just move as you drove 2 kilometers and the tank was
Pinto.
done.
Wasn't
the Pinto.
The another car that
Renegade. Is there a car called Renegade?
The Renegade was when the Jeep came back. They made
the Jeep. Yeah, those are Fiats now, right? Just like,
are they really?
Fiats. Well, when Fiat Chrysler automobiles was a thing before Stellantis, it was funny because you saw if at a red light you had a Fiat 500, a Ferrari, and a Jeep, you were like, we're all
all the same.
We're all Fiat.
We're all cousins.
Yeah,
that's so. It's true. It's
cousins
true.
by marriage.
What was that?
Not blood cousins.
What was exactly? But you still call each other cousins.
Yeah, of course.
Because you see,
why not?
It's easier to explain. You have to explain to a French Canadian.
That's my cousin.
That's my cousin.
Oui.
Oui, non, parce que Mercedes puis le Jeep là, c'est. Wasn't at a certain point Jeep and Hummer based on the wars they were like who they were made for ended up owning each other, like switching places or something?
I don't remember that, but I know Hummer became a very a cool trend, and it went away really fast once
because of
the environment,
the gasoline environment.
Yes, and the first Hummer was actually a Lamborghini, the LM, I think. Was it LM? Well, Lamborghini made those square things.
Yeah, you're right.
And those are super valuable nowadays. They kind of invented the Hummer.
Trucks that look kind of like a Range Rover from back in the day.
Lamborghini invented the Hummer. You cannot convince me otherwise. Then Hummer ran with it.
I see it. I see what you mean.
Hummer hired Schwarzenegger and they ran with it.
That was the luckiest day of their life.
Is there an electric Hummer? There is, isn't there? No, or is the company out of business? Electric
Hummer is something that only you do in Vegas. And what happens in Vegas stays in
Vegas. We digress. What about Elon? What's your take on the man? Controversial figure.
I like mad men, but mad scientists. I see him in that way. I don't see him as...
I like his innovations.
I don't see maliciousness from him, I guess.
Yeah, but he's definitely...
He's out there.
I mean,
you know what's out there? His car. Didn't he send one to the sun?
Yeah, he's got a sense of humor, though. Yeah, have you seen the Cybertruck? So, did you see the launch of the Cybertruck when he said the glass was unbreakable?
That was the greatest
and then he
thing
broke. In the Cybertruck, you go on the screen and you have a profile view of your Cybertruck as you're driving. Yeah, they all have
like an iPad there.
Yeah, that's it. This huge screen. If you tap on the glass like 3 times, it breaks.
It recreates that.
It's an Easter egg, right? And you have Elon's voice from the launch saying "oops" or whatever he said. And then he does the second one, the back window. You tap on the back window, same thing with the audio. So the guy, he knows what it is.
It's great. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me when we would get Game Pro magazine to find out how to get 30 extra men in the game Contra.
Yeah, the cheat codes.
That's what that reminds me of. So it sounds like it's a work.
You had to press escape, type something, or F something, and type, and then
up, left, down.
God mode enabled, and then you couldn't die.
Mario Brothers
How great
too.
Was that?
So I'm wondering if Elon, is that an Easter egg because of after the incident he came up with and said, or do you think it was a work? He couldn't have. I
don't know, but
anyway, he knows what he's doing.
It's funny. But it's definitely funny. But I'm not thrilled with his politics at times. But other than that,
it's like you want to tell him,
guy's
Elon,
an innovator.
Bono, just sing.
And
it's
that
like
whole X platform, Twitter.
Everyone still calls it Twitter.
Yeah, like why would you anyway? But I guess he says, hey. I do what I want,
and he's absolutely right.
And when there was some back and forth about him owning the company and buying it, and then eventually he walked in with a sink in his hands.
Did he really do that?
Yeah, he carried a sink into the Twitter office.
Yeah,
which was it translated to "let that sink in." Elon Musk is walking in.
Oh, really?
Let it sink in. Well, I'm the owner.
Isn't he like on the spectrum?
I think so.
But admittedly, like he's a little. He's like. He's rocking about 99%.
Would you trade places with him?
No, I like myself.
Yeah,
but I'd trade places with him in like an '80s movie where Kirk Cameron becomes Dudley Moore, and Dudley Moore becomes Kirk Cameron.
What if you could swap financial statements?
Oh well, you talk about money. Isn't
it all about money? This is a Ferrari podcast, for crying out loud.
Well. Luckily, Ferrari now offers what do you call it?
Electric cars.
No, the electric car. No,
the revolution.
This joke would have worked a lot better if I remembered the term. Oh well, luckily Yeah, take it again. So luckily, Ferrari now offers layaway.
Do they?
Yeah, come and just give
No, they don't.
layaway.
I don't believe that.
Luxury automobile. But there is no different classes of Ferraris, is there? Or are they all like...
no, they don't have like the
they just
C-class,
have different numbers.
Mercedes.
They just have different numbers.
Yeah, they're all expensive.
So of course, but I mean, and they have like, you know, the with air conditioning or without.
No, I think air conditioning is
no, because sometimes you want a fast car
standard.
with no bells and whistles. If in fact the F40 has nothing, in it.
Has no door panels,
It's raw.
no radio.
So maybe
to
Ferrari
save on
doesn't
weight.
offer that option with all their cars.
And it's the most sought after Ferrari ever, right? The F40. So yeah,
$1
goes
million.
without- Well, yeah, that was.
I've seen a few F40s
years
twice.
Twice?
Most recently in 2019, I saw an F40 every day when I walked by the Ferrari dealership in Australia, mate.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's fantastic. That one was
an Australian F40.
Hi, mate, it's on this side here. Yeah, we're driving out over here. Did you know? Well, I'll tell you this, mate. The first gear, same place up on the left. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But
The clutch is on the right, mate.
what about all the hate? What about all the EV haters? A lot of hate.
Just, they,
What's like? I find it strange. Like, how do you hate like a product?
it's like they're saying.
I guess they feel threatened.
It's maybe you're a bunch of sissies. Like I don't know. But they're bringing
isn't
their
it
politics
strange?
into this game, I think, or they're bringing their, or they're such purists. It's like this. Everyone has in my day things were
Yeah,
better.
maybe. But in your opinion, like basically when you're getting out of your house and you need to go somewhere, now you have this car. What are your expectations of this car? Like, what's your goal when you get in the car? To go from point A to point B, am I right?
Yeah,
Like,
sometimes.
isn't that the ultimately it's a method of transportation,
Like a horse.
So
A
the
prancing horse.
the pleasure of owning a car is
Yeah.
I can go here, go there, and I can get stuff. I can, you know. So is that the joy, or is your joy burning fuel? Like you're driving and
That's the
you're
thing.
you know you're just so happy that I'm burning fuel. So why do you care whether you're going with electrical power or whether you're burning fuel? What do you care? You're just getting from point A to point B. There's just no need to hate the technology.
Did you know there's now a $300 fine in the district in the borough of Outremont now, leaving your car idling for more than 10 minutes?
I thought that was the whole island of Montreal.
That started now. That just started.
they give you a
So your cop is going to be there with a timer when you run into the ATM.
Sure. Well, it's an anti-pollution method.
No, but I think you think about an engine of a car. How long do you have to warm up a car in the winter anyway? Because it's I think it's if it's minus 25 or more, you can't leave it idling for more than 10 minutes.
Oh, it goes according to temperature. Oh boy.
Yeah, not because
Talk about complicating the rules.
But that was the whole debate this week. But it usually takes that long to warm up a car. And think about all the Uber Eats people that'll leave their car idling. They're gonna make a lot of money on
they're
that.
usually in and out pretty quick.
No.
Oh, if the restaurant, the order's not ready.
Yeah, you have to wait.
They
But
leave
just
them
think
hanging.
of who idles. But look at this. You know who else idles? People in the Tim Hortons drive-through. They're forced to idle.
That's right. You don't turn your car off.
No.
And if there's a long line, you're
Yeah.
idling. But you're in the car. I think it's when you have a remote starter.
I'm just talking about the emissions and the reason for their fine. The reason for that law.
I think it's a lot of political.
Of course
they're not
is.
going to implement it.
And how about
there's no one looking. They just have the rule written down.
Yeah, so
there's no
you're-
one applying it.
You're
for real.
idling there. How about right on red?
I think that would help a lot.
That would help too.
Because it's good. Obviously, we won't do it. I think we're the only ones that don't do it.
Montreal and New York.
And what's funny is
New York State.
New York State, you can't.
No right on red in New York State.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, only Montreal.
You
and
just
New York.
saved me a whole bunch of tickets.
I think it's either New York City or New York State. Maybe New York State is like the Quebec where you can turn right on red. But I know Montreal and New York have the no right on red.
What I find hilarious is everywhere where it would be convenient and helpful,
they do the opposite.
you have the sign that says, by the way, you cannot turn right on red here. Geez, thanks.
Yeah, it'd be really nice to turn right on red.
But getting back to EVs and Ferrari going electrical, did you see that report of all the Teslas being stuck and unable to charge their cars?
Well, that's okay.
People love sharing that on social media.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because this is what when the real conspiracy people or the people upset at this electric car will argue is exactly that. It's all a computer now, and all they have to do is headquarters presses one button, and all the cars on the planet stop.
Yeah.
That's kind of alarming.
But that kind of thing doesn't happen in Norway, right? Because everyone charges their car at home. And there's a thing where if you're going to go charge your car at a supercharger, you have to put into your GPS, I'm going to the supercharger now. And the car knows to precondition the battery, which I don't know.
And everyone's fine with it.
I don't know what
afraid.
that does, but somehow it helps. But people are irresponsible. So they just show up at the supercharger. They got 2% left. Everything's frozen. They go to put it in. It's not charging. And it's like, oh, Tesla's bad. But it's because you didn't read the manual.
Yeah, it's like,
and a whole bunch of them did the same thing.
Yeah.
And they all ended up there. But, in Norway, that doesn't happen.
That's so funny. They show up with the car, okay, like they're showing up at the Apple store with their phone saying, I don't know how to do updates.
So the slant
so the haters
that
they use that
these cars are no good for the cold. But again, my point about Norway, it's cold in Norway. Isn't Santa from Norway or is it Finland?
Santa Claus is from Upper Canada / North Pole.
Well, whatever. It's cold, right?
But St. Nicholas is in Bari, Italy.
There's no, really?
San Nicola.
San Nicola, that's right. There's no news story about these things happening there because people are charging at home. They're preconditioning. They know how to use it.
I'm sorry. Out of the population of Norway, what percentage drives a Tesla? Like,
I think it's but see, Norway are a little bit of hypocrites. So
most of them. The hypocrites are the electric car.
The country as a whole, and I'll explain why. Because what they've done is they've established this they've promoted and established the electric car. They have the infrastructure. They've gone, very much electric, and
they're famous for the fjords.
And they're yes, that too. They're basically saying, look how great we are. Look how wonderful we are. We are all electric. But the way they financed this whole infrastructure was by selling coal. Because it's a coal.
That's so funny.
It's a coal-rich country. So what they do is they say, well, we're not going to burn it, but we'll sell it to all the neighboring countries. Let them burn it, and let's.
That is brilliant.
That's kind of like.
But they're the save the environment people now,
right?
But that's so funny.
So basically, you're not polluting the planet, but you're letting your neighbor country do it for you.
Yeah, it's like
and you're sitting back saying, "Give me a medal," because
it's like
look how great.
Using drug money to start a legitimate business.
Foundation. Yeah, it is.
Hey, it's the way the world goes round.
It's very, very hypocritical, but. What can you do? There's a lot of myths too about the electric cars, and people love to put conspiracies and untruths on their social media. And the funny thing is, when you explain to them that what they posted is wrong,
there must be so many. You're right.
Their pride kicks in. They're like, no. I shared this. I got this from Facebook.
But you know what? It's because people are addicted to the dopamine pump. That is, the argument is what they're addicted to.
That's right. They don't care about learning the truth. No. So basically, a lot of the things, the lithium mines, children are being exploited for lithium
mines are every lithium is in everybody's hand.
All these
around
people
the world.
have laptops, cell phones. They have everything that runs on batteries.
How much?
So why are you being a hypocrite about the car?
There's
your neighbor
because it's from not stupidity but ignorance.
It is
ignorant doesn't mean people are stupid. It means uninformed, but okay with being uninformed, but pretending like they're informed because they don't want to sound like they're uninformed. Ooh,
that was a long rhetoric maze. 87% of lithium comes from the sea, and they just.
Under the sea.
They just evaporate it, and it doesn't involve child labor at all. And there's vast amounts in Australia, Chile, China. So we're not running out of lithium.
Well, I was filled with lithium for about a year. It was the worst year.
Yeah, that's for...
No, that's not.
That's next episode.
I don't recommend it. Don't. It sucks. It makes you want to. You have to.
So
eat.
you're the problem. You were exploiting children mining lithium.
No, I was the one being exploited, and I feel like a child.
Isn't that a radio channel as well? But
Radio. Is it called the Ferrari Fan Network?
yes, that's what we're on.
We're there now.
I don't know for how
So
long.
Ferrari fans on the network are no. I'm sorry.
Are listening to us. FFN.
FFN.
Shorten it to FFN. But getting back to the lithium, cobalt.
Is that a song by Nirvana?
No. Cobalt, I think, is. But
Cobalt is a Chevy.
cobalt is the other rare mineral that gets people wound up about
What
EVs.
is the periodic table of elements symbol for cobalt?
I don't know. Do you?
I think it's CO, like Colorado. Let's check. Go ahead. Keep going.
You Google that. But basically, they're going away from cobalt now. Cobalt's days are numbered. They're figuring out a way to do batteries without the cobalt.
To do batteries or to make them?
To make
Us here,
to
we
make do.
Oh, we do to
make do
Hey,
batteries.
Good save, Patrick.
Then the other thing is the fire hazards, right? Every time an electric car catches fire, they love to put that on the first
It's
page,
the first
don't they?
thing they go for. They go for the jugular.
But you know, the truth of the matter is that a fire in an EV takes a lot longer to get going. So when you realize your car's on fire, you actually have a lot more time to get out. Compared to, a gas car. And the actual ratio is you're 20 times less likely to have a car fire in a gas car. You're more likely
to have
to have your car catch fire if it's an internal
petroleum.
combustion, as opposed to. But obviously, try to convince somebody of that.
Petrol. CO.
Cobalt is CO, like Colorado.
Like Colorado. I wanted to show you, and I'm showing the. CO.
Show the audience.
I feel proud.
CO.
You see, me, I know about cobalt, bro.
You're knowledgeable.
Me, you're good.
What's another sort of myth that the EV batteries only last for a few years? But the truth is, the data shows that a lot of people who've had their electric cars for almost a decade, they're showing very little battery degradation. Sometimes 10% at 160 miles. How many people do you know keep their car for 160 or 200,000 miles? No. How many people keep a car for 8+ years? Everyone's driving around new cars.
I'm wondering,
they've become such a disposable commodity at this point that it's irrelevant. And everyone's with the argument, what happens when your battery's gone? And
it's so pessimistic. It's so it's a pessimistic approach. It's like when a guy leaves the town in Italy and says, "I want to go to America," and they go, "Oh no, don't go. It's bad. It's scary."
Like they don't like it, but they don't want you to like it,
right.
And it annoys them that you like it.
Yeah.
What happened to live and let live?
Like Coldplay.
Why do you care?
Yeah, it bothers me that you like Coldplay.
Yeah. Another thing is they can't be recycled. There's this huge
Can I ask
field.
This?
Yes.
Do the cars have critical updates like iPhones? Do you need to update an electric?
That's another thing they love is putting in the news. 500,000 Teslas are recalled.
Every car on the planet,
but it sounds
recalled.
Tragic, right?
Yeah.
But you know where the recall occurs?
Why?
It occurs in your garage on your Wi-Fi.
Oh, that's
it just updates. That's the extent of the recall.
They imply that a bunch of flatbed trucks had to transport and cause chaos and traffic, and Trudeau turns them off.
And they love to see, for example, like Tesla. They're having a bad day. The stock.
When you say they, are these the people that
the EV haters?
Okay, but where's their agenda, or who are they influenced from? They're influenced from.
Listen, I think since the pandemic, we've seen our share of crazies on the internet and social media, right? So I don't know. I don't know
who plants those seeds. Are they? Is it Enron? Remember Enron?
Well, again, it could be, right? It could be
the Exxon Valdez. Remember the Exxon Valdez spill? That was the first famous oil spill, right?
That was the first one that was cool. Or no, we can't say that.
We could say it was first first one that
Wasn't Shell or BP. BP was the oil spill.
that was the recent one that it seemed like there was just spilling for months and months, and yeah, that was the BP was the one in the 2000s. But the Exxon Valdez was in the 80s. Because I remember trying to watch Transformers and G.I. Joe, and then this stuff came on.
Was there an actual spill, or was it just some corporate scandal? No, I remember
it was a spill. Yeah, it looked
Exxon was an actual spill, or was it just a corporate scandal?
Exxon Valdez. I remember seeing the hole. It was like the hole in Gilligan's boat.
Really?
I swear.
Oh yeah, Gilligan's boat.
Yeah, those poor people.
Apparently, if you look up the specs of the boat, it could go 3 hours, and the song says they're on a 3-hour tour. So I'm beginning to suspect that the show wasn't real.
Took you that long to get to that punchline, huh? You proud of that? It's good.
It's good, eh?
Oh, yeah, it was very nice.
I take comedy lessons from Guido Grasso. Guido Grasso, comedyschool.com.
What's the name of Gilligan? Bob Denver.
Bob Denver.
Yes. What color was his shirt? Because I'm colorblind. Was it red?
He didn't have the physique.
He had a Gilligan body.
Like Bob Denver, it should be a tall, muscular, handsome person.
No, when I think Bob Denver, I think, because you're thinking football. When I think Bob Denver, I confuse it with John Denver, the guy who would sing about planting trees, the folk singer.
I think Bob Denver, with the physique and appearance that he had,
when you think Ferrari,
his name should have been Marty McFly. That would have been more appropriate.
Yes,
his petite stature.
Power of love.
Yeah. Another myth about the electric car is that the batteries can't be recycled, and apparently,
yes, you mentioned that, and then I interrupted to add entertainment to this show.
Okay, I'm used to it. It's Guido's show, but sometimes
when you go to,
I can talk. But 95% of the batteries can be recycled. So again, that's another myth.
It's the same technology as when you literally bring it to the pharmacy and drop it in a bin for recycled batteries, right?
That I don't know, but I would assume it's the same components on a larger scale.
And there's businesses that don't throw away your junk. Send it to.
What's another hypocrisy, in my opinion, is the ethanol. In Canada now, you are not allowed to sell ethanol-free gasoline, and for us vintage car guys, that is terrible because the rubber.
Can you explain it to me in layman's terms for people that have no idea?
So the rubber that is used in our cars, the vintage cars from the 90s and older, is not nitrile rubber. So it's exposed to ethanol, it breaks down. And some of the seals and components.
Gaskets.
So we used to gas up at Shell. The Shell 91 was ethanol free.
Now, what does ethanol do? It stretches the gas or something? It makes.
In other words, when you fill up your car, instead of filling it with 100% gas, you're filling it with 90% gas, and the other 10% is ethanol. But for the ethanol to get to your pump, it's made with corn. So you had to use water, you had to use energy and resource to grow the corn, transform it, carry it. By the time you're done and the end result is ethanol, you've already negated the energy saving of putting the ethanol in the gas.
So purists who have logic, they're like, what's with the ethanol?
It sounds
bullshit?
Good politically, but I think it's a bunch of BS.
You know what it looks like? It looks like they're adding a filler to the drug to stretch it. They're adding too many breadcrumbs to the meatball. They just want to stretch it.
That's right.
That's what it sounds like.
Ethanol is the breadcrumb.
It's complete waste of. It's corn.
It's I don't and yeah.
Wow,
no.
that's.
So we actually have a petition. The link escapes me now. I'd sign it. There's a petition now to say on the screen right bring back the ethanol-free fuel in Canada. You'll put it up. We should have an option, even if you want to sell it at a premium, for people with vintage automobiles, car clubs. They're all outraged and rightly so, because it's just it's an exaggeration.
It really is. I just learned something. That's hey, who knew?
So to finalize the debate, basically we've settled nothing.
No. Well, look. I want to really point out that I am not an expert. Just in case I fooled some people into believing
that they were tuning into a Ferrari show with Ferrari knowledgeable.
You know Bill Nye, the science guy?
Yes.
I don't.
Oh. So Ferrari debate is closed. Ferrari should go electric, and they will. Thank you and good night.
Or good day, or wherever you are in the world.